Do you sometimes miss those easy put-away volleys? Without a doubt, I think that's one of the most frustrating things that can happen in tennis. We miss those easy put-away volleys or overheads. Very frustrating. Now I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why it happens. If you pay attention to these, I think you're really going to cut down on missing those easy put-away volleys. Okay, the first reason is you could be moving your eyes and head at the moment of contact. You know, here comes the ball, you're getting ready to hit, you're just about to make contact, and you look at what your opponent's doing, or you look up. Remember, the brain is always working a little bit faster than the body. So your brain, you're just about to hit, the brain looks up because you want to see the result, but you haven't hit the ball yet. So, you know, Federer's the master at this. You look at pictures of him when he's hitting the ball, it's amazing how dialed in he is on the contact zone. His eyes and head are always right there. And he's nice and relaxed, exhaling, beautiful focus and concentration on the ball. Now, when your head moves, see, when you look up, when you're just about to hit the ball and you look up, remember in science class they said for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So, when you're just about to hit and your head moves, okay, the movement of your head causes an equal and opposite reaction, and that is movement of the racket. So your head moves, the racket moves, and you hit it off center, you dump it in the net, or you hit it wide or long, whatever. So keep the head still. Keep the eyes and head still at the moment of contact, fixed in that contact zone area. That's number one, really going to help your miss hits and missing those easy put-away volleys. Number two, you've got too much going on. The volley is a very simple stroke. You want to keep it simple. Short backswing, short forward swing. And most players are taking too big of a swing. Remember, the bigger the swing, the more that can go wrong. You want to keep it simple. Just a short swing, short backswing, short forward swing. Now, the other thing that's huge, and I see this a lot with my students, they're using their wrist to hit volleys. You know, they're thinking, well, I want to put a little backspin on the ball, or they're trying to flick and come over the ball. I mean, the wrist should not be a hinge, period. No wrist on your volley. The swing is all from the shoulder. So the shoulder is making the swing. The wrist is in what I call a fixed position. That doesn't mean you have a white-knuckled grip on the racket, but it's fixed. The wrist is fixed, and the shoulder is the hinge on the swing. I'm telling you, when I see players flicking down or up or over like this, either flicking down or up and over on their volleys, I know they're going to have an inconsistent volley. The ball's all over the place. So, if you get that easy put away, and then you try and flick more or flick over, you're going to get all kinds of errors. You have to learn to keep it simple. Shoulder swing, fix wrist, keep the eyes and head focused on the contact area. So I'm going to show you a little practice session now of how I would focus and really dial in and practice those 2 points. What I like to do is I like to let a few key words or phrases go through my mind when I'm practicing the shot. That way I'll burn the signal in the brain, and I can, once the signal is burned into the brain, your body starts to do it automatically. Because as soon as the brain sees the next ball coming, the signals start to fire to those muscles, and you start to do the same thing over and over. That's how you develop a consistent volley. But you have to keep focusing on, let's say you're focusing on let's say fixed wrist. Let's say you're focusing on fixed wrist and focus on the ball at contact. Or let's just say this, fixed wrist, head still at contact, watching the ball hit the strings. So I'm thinking fixed wrist, head still, fixed wrist, head still. So I've got 4 words that are going through my mind, but see, my brain is sending those signals to the wrist and to the eyes and head to stay still when I make contact. So it's fixed wrist, head still. Fixed wrist, head still. And that's going to really help you with the volley. That put-away, missing those put-aways is going to be a thing of the past if you practice this. All right, let me show you that practice session. I'm focusing on fixed wrist and head still. Fixed wrist, head still. That's really going to burn that signal in the brain. Fixed wrist, head still. Fixed wrist, head still.
Okay, notice here the eyes have tracked the ball right to the contact zone. The eyes and head are still at the moment of contact. The wrist is not flicking down or flicking over. The shoulder is the hinge on the swing.
Fixed wrist, head still. Fixed wrist, head still. Keep your swing simple. That's going to be key. Fixed wrist, head still. Just following the ball right into my strings and keeping that head still.
Okay, I want you to notice here how short the backswing is. I start bringing the racket back, boom, stops right there. At the moment of contact, notice the eyes and head are fixed on that contact zone area. Now, as I finish the swing is from the shoulder.
Okay, so that's going to make a big difference. Get out on the practice court, pay your dues, and your volley is going to improve tremendously. All the best. If you like this video, please subscribe, post any comments or questions below. And if you would like to get my free rock solid forehand video course, click the link up here in your left-hand corner. All the best and happy hitting.